Hi there folks, and welcome to Get Strumming. Now today we're going to have a look at the song Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan. A nice easy 3-chord song to play on the ukulele. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. But first of all, we need to have a look at the chords. Now, as I mentioned before, it's a nice easy song to play on the ukulele because it's only got 3 chords. So the chords we're going to be using are C major, F major, and G major. So for those of you that don't know how to play those chords, worry no further. I'm going to show you how to play them. So first of all, the C major, that's a nice easy chord. You're just using your 3rd finger. So what you do is you count up the fretboard to the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3. Then you're using your 3rd finger on the 1st string. That's the string closest to the ground. So that's the C major just there. Next up, we're going to be using 2 fingers, the 1st and 2nd finger. So your 1st finger goes on the 1st fret, 2nd string. That's the string 2nd closer to the ground. And then your 2nd finger goes on the 2nd fret, 4th string. So that's the string closest to your face. So that's the F major. Then, last but not least, we've got the G major chord. So using your 1st, 2nd and 3rd fingers. So your 1st finger goes on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. Your 2nd finger goes on the 2nd fret, 1st string. And your 3rd finger goes in between them, but on the fret higher, which is the 3rd fret. And you're placing it on the 2nd string. So you've got this kind of upside down triangle, or this V shape here. That's the G major chord. Okay then, so we've had a look at the chords now. Now we need to have a look at the strumming pattern. Now if you're a beginner to the ukulele, I always say keep the strumming really simple. So all you've got to do to keep it simple is just do simple downstrokes like this. Just like that. Keep it really nice and gentle. Just makes it a lot easier, especially when you're trying to suss out where the chord changes are. You don't need to be worrying about a really complicated strumming pattern. So before you worry about getting the strumming pattern right, just keep the strumming really simple. Get the chords right on your chord hand first, and then worry about making the strumming a little bit more lively afterwards. Okay then, so what we're going to do now is have a look at a more advanced strumming pattern. Now this is roughly the strumming pattern that Bob Dylan uses on the actual song, and it goes like this. So what am I doing there? Well, what I'm doing is, to begin with, I'm doing a touch with my 1st finger, the nail of the 1st finger, and I'm just touching the bottom string here, which is the G string here, and I'm just going touch like that, and then a clear downstroke, down, then a down, up, down. So it's touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down. You might want to practice this before you start learning the song. Touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down. Another thing you'll notice here is that I'm keeping the wrist really relaxed. I know that some people, when they're learning, they kind of strum with their entire forearm. You don't have to do that. In fact, it's a lot easier just to relax the wrist. Touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down. See, all the movement is here, as opposed to going where you're tensing up and you're using your forearm. You don't need to. That can stay where it is and just use your wrist to do the work. So touch, down, down, up, down. If at any point I'm going too fast for you, because I realise for some people that are beginners, you might be looking at this thinking, whoa, 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 slow down. There's a way of slowing me down. And the way in which you can do this is to use a function that YouTube has. It's in the top right hand corner of this video, 3 vertical dots. Press on those dots and that will lead you to a playback function menu. So if you go to playback settings and then you will find a list of numbers. You can either speed the video up by or slow it down. Go to 0.75, and that will slow this video down enough for you to be able to keep up with what I'm actually teaching you, because I realise that sometimes I might be going a little bit too fast. So there you go, three dots, vertical dots there. Press on those, go back to playback settings and 0.75, and that will slow the video down. Okay then, so back to the strumming now. So we've got the touch, down, down, up, down, touch, down, down, up, down. So that's the strumming that I'm going to be using for this song anyway. Right, so we're going to start off using the C chord. So C's at the ready. So it goes like this. So I'll play it as slowly as I can. So here we go, starting with C. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many, and then to the F, roads must, then to the G, man walk, then to the C, down before you, and then to F, call him, and then back to the C, man. How many, then to the F, times must, then to G, white dove, then to C, sail before she, then to the F, sleeps in the, then to G, sand. Notice here I'm doing an extra cycle of the riff, sand, 2, yes, and then back to the C, how many, then to the F, times must the, then to G, cannonballs, then to C, fly before, therefore, and then to F, ever, back to C, band, V, and then to F, this is the chorus now, answer my G, friend is, then to the C, blowing in the, then to the F, wind. The answer is, then to G, blowing in the, then to C. Then we're going to do the little solo here, which is the Bob Dylan's harmonica solo. So we're going to F, G, C, F, G, and then back to C. Okay then, so that's the first verse and chorus. Let's now move on to the second verse. So it takes exactly the same form as the first verse did. So we're going to start off on the C. So again, I'm going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many, then to F, years must, then to G, mountain eggs, and then to the C, zest, before it is, then to the F, washed to the, and then back to the C, C, yes, and how many, and then to the F, years can some, then G, people eggs, and then to the C, zest, before there are, and then to the F, proud to be, and then to G, free, yes, and then to C, how many, and then to the F, times can a G, mountain is, then back to C, head, and pretend that E, F, just doesn't, and then back to C, C, B, and then to the F, answer my, then to G, friend is, then to C, blowing in the F, wind, the answer is G, blowing in the wind, back to C. Then we're going to do the little instrumental again, the harmonica instrumental, F, G, C, F, stay on F, now to G, and back to C. Yes, and now we're into the last verse, so again, staying on the C. Yes, and how many, then to F, times must then to G, man look, back to C, up, before we can, then F, C, back to C, sky. Yes, and how many, then to F, ears must, then to G, one man, C, have, before we can, then F, hear people, then G, cry. Yes, and to C, how many, F, deaths will it, G, take, Tilly, then to C, knows that too many, then F, people have, back to C, died. Now into the chorus, the F, answer my G, friend is C, blowing in the F wind. The answer is then to G, blowing in the, back to C, wind. Then to F, to G, back to C, F, stay on F, then to G, back to C. And that is the song in its entirety. Now what I'm going to do now is just show you another couple of things, just so if you want to play along with the actual record, because the recording was actually done in the key of D, but to make it easier for us playing on the uke, I thought we'd use the chords C, F and G. So if you want to make it sound like it does on the recording, then place Captain Capo, here we go, or Capo, depending on what you want to call it, and place it on the 2nd fret of your uke, and then just go back to using your C, F and G. So there we go. F, G, C, F, F, G, C. So with the capo on the 2nd fret, you will be playing the song exactly how Bob Dylan plays it in the key of D. Okay, so I'm now just going to show you another couple of little things you can do to embellish the song now. Because obviously you've got the chords and you've got the strumming. C, F, G, C. Now what I do is add little hammer on and hammer offs. So I might do something like this. C. So what I might do, instead of going from C to F, I might keep the C where it is and then just add the F chord on top of the C. So I'll show you what I mean. So here we go, here's the C. How many? And then play an F, but keep your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. Times must and then back to C. Man walk down before you, and then F, leaving the 3rd finger where it is. Back to C, man. If you notice there, I'm doing a little hammer on there. So what I'm doing is keeping my 3rd finger where it is on the C, but just adding my 1st finger. Down, 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 down. So I'm doing a down strum and then trapping that 2nd string on the 1st fret with my 1st finger, then letting go again. Then I might do another hammer on when I'm on the G chord. So I'm just pinching the 1st string on the 3rd fret. So I've got the G chord there. And that again provides a little bit of embellishment there. So what I do there is down, down, up, down, up, down. And as I'm going down there, I'm just putting the little hammer on there. And then down again. and then back to the C, F, G, C, C, F, C, F. Do a little hammer on there. So I'm just using my little finger there on the 3rd fret 1st string. Back to the C, and F, and then I'm doing a kind of off. So I'm on the F chord, but I'm just lifting off my 1st finger, just to provide different kind of harmony to it. The answer is blowing in the, look at there, see I've got a little hammer on there, in the wind. So there's the little hammer on there with the 1st finger on the 1st fret 2nd string. So it's entirely up to you. That's just additional stuff. It's if you've got the song and you just fancy kind of, as I say, embellishing it, just improving on it a little bit. All little things, little tricks of the trade you can do just to make it bounce along a little bit more. So there we go, that was Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan, and it's a version that replicates the original most efficiently, really. There are other versions out there that use more chords, but to be honest with you, the Bob Dylan version is really simple and it just uses the 3 chords. So if you can learn this version, you'll certainly be able to play along with the original version, especially if you put the capo on the 2nd fret. Well, thanks very much for joining me, and don't forget to check out my play along video for this song. So once you've learnt it, you can play along with me, and it'll be like having somebody else in the room with you to play along with. Okay, well, thanks very much for joining me, and don't forget, folks, keep on strumming.